Hi everybody, my name is Sharon Deal. I'm from the Who Am I Foundation and I'm here to speak to you about my Disrupt Yourself program. It's a transformational program that is designed to take you on a journey of self-discovery. It is steeped in emotional intelligence and courage building skill sets, and you will really be equipped with a toolkit for life. What is Disrupt Yourself? Disrupt Yourself for me is about interruption. It's about creating awareness around the patterns and areas in your life that are actually not serving you. It is way more than just disruption. It's really about integration. It's an authentic journey of really getting to know yourself, settle yourself, and to a large degree love all of who you are. And that really sets us up for greatness. It changes everything about how we show up. I say that a program of this nature really shifts the way that you live, love, parent, and lead, because emotional intelligence is a skill set for life, and it sets you up to really lead from a mature space. So who comes on a program like this? People that have been on the program are coaches, mentors, individuals, leaders, domestic engineers, you name it. We've got professors. It really doesn't matter. The point is that it is a personal journey, and if you want to go on a journey of self, whatever that might be for you, perhaps you're experiencing areas of effectiveness that are not working for you. Perhaps there's conflict in your relationships. You're finding that there is a patterned response of things that you find yourself in your relationship sector. That would be dealt with along the way. And of course, just looking at your well-being and your quality of life. Emotional intelligence is really about bringing your head and your heart together so that you can make good decisions for your life. So how long is this program? This program is 7 weeks for each part, and there are 5 parts of the program. So you're looking at 35 weeks. And yes, it is a lengthy journey, and it is designed as a layered process so that as you create your awareness, you're being given tools to be able to manage that process. And to a large degree, there is no transformation that you're going to find with just one-off courses here or there. Transformation is a journey, and it is really just knuckling down, diving deep, doing the hard work, the vulnerable work, the challenging work, and really looking in the mirror and seeing what is. And it's a beautiful, safe place to be able to do that. I will be handling some questions and answers in some other videos that I will release this month, so please do look out for them. Typical questions that we get is around vulnerability. I don't like group work. How will I handle that? I'm quite quiet, very private. I don't like to share these things. If any of these aspects come up for you, do look out for the questions and answer session, because I know that we will settle you around that. So what do we look at? I've said already that it's 5 parts. We meet 3 hours a week, and you might say, yikes, that's quite a long time. Well, we do an hour and a half, we take a 15-minute body break, and then we do the last portion. And I'm telling you now, when you get into that work, 3 hours just flies past. It's coming in weekly, it's doing beautiful weekly reflections so that you can go away and start to practice and embody the work, because that's really where the transformation comes. Having knowledge without practice or making things practical is actually a foolhardy process. So just to give you a little bit of input in terms of what the program looks like, and I'm going to give you scant information now because I don't want this video to get too long, and I am going to be releasing 5 videos very shortly or within this month so that you can actually have a look at what they contain in a little bit more detail. There is also my website, whoamifoundation.co.za, where you could go there immediately, have a look at testimonies, and look at the various parts and the costs involved, and probably a little bit more than what I'm giving you right now. So part 1 is diving deep, and that is really a 7-week journey of creating a lot of awareness. We look at obviously where you are now, where it is that you'd like to be, what is it that you want to shift in your life in terms of your goals, your aspirations, your dreams. And then we move into areas like your emotions. What is your relationship like with emotions? How is it that you process, navigate your emotions in a healthy way? So we start to look at patterned responses from your emotions, and this could be offloading emotions in various ways. And just to mention some, we suppress, we deny, we blame, we shame, and we wear masks. We do all sorts of things when we don't like the way that we feel, which typically takes us into behaviors that don't really serve us. So diving deep has also got a lot to do with us looking, as I've already mentioned, our patterns, and then looking at emotional triggering, reactiveness, what's happening in the brain, and looking at your drama and conflict cycles within your world, wherever that might show up for you. That's pretty much your first 7-week journey. There's a lot more that happens in that space in terms of holding the space, creating safety, and you, of course, learning to work within it. Part 2 has got everything to do with disrupting the unwanted. And this has got to do with your cognitive abilities in terms of how it is that you speak to yourself, what's going on in your headspace. So it's creating critical awareness around your thinking, your cognitive distortions. We look at the lies that you believe, and we really drill down to get to the root of what it is that actually sabotages you. Part 3, we dive into evolving and rising, and this is one of my favorite sections of the program because it's a very anchoring process. We've done a lot of uncovering, there's a lot of awareness work, you have been given a lot of tools by this point, and now we work with starting to anchor you, and that's your integration process. And we do that by looking back to look forward at what it is that you need to actually let go of, accept, maybe forgive, or make new decisions around in terms of your past so that you actually can work with the future. We look at bringing in your values and you being able to live from them. And of course, then bringing in your integration of your shadow values as well, which is a really important conversation to be having. Then we move on to maintaining and smooth sailing. And for many in the journey, this is quite a difficult part of the journey because we start to talk about boundaries. Yes, boundaries, boundaries, boundaries. And you won't believe how many people speak boundaries, but when we actually dive into it, we realize that this is a really hard space. And the truth is that we can't set boundaries unless we're actually authentic. We know who we are and we know what's okay and what's not okay and why for our personal lives. And then the last part of the journey is overcoming, owning our stories and rising strong. And it is such a pull together of everything that we've done in the first 4 parts. And it's tapping into the skill sets, making sure that you've embodied them, practiced them, and going through a rising strong process that really allows you to be flexible, adaptable, and rise after your falls. Because it goes without saying that the more braver you become and the more emotionally resilient you become, the more places and spaces you're going to step into with your authenticity in play. And we're going to fall, we're going to mess up, and we're going to keep rising, and we're going to keep coming back. So if I've mentioned anything around this program that interests you, that you've thought, you know, this is the time, it's actually time for me to dive in and deal with these things that I keep avoiding, keep procrastinating around, this is the time. So have a look at our website. I've already mentioned the name, whoamifoundation.co.za. Go and have a look at the startup dates in January. We'll run again in July. And please do contact me for a discovery call if you have any further questions that I may not have covered in this section. Look forward to meeting you and seeing you online.